CPTSD From Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker is a story about the impact that our childhood has far into the future, concerning even our adulthoods. Reading this book for me felt like a spike to the chest, not because it offended me, but because it was so relatable. Reading this book removed what felt like a layer of misery when I was younger. This book covers the concept of complex PTSD, where PTSD means post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD usually is from one traumatic event that happens to a person in their lives. However, complex PTSD is when a traumatic event happens over and over again, particularly during a development phase like childhood. In my case, being caused by issues with my family. This being said, I would like to think that personally, I lowered the effect that this trauma has on me, and I want to teach you how to do the same. I'm no doctor, but I still feel the need to explain this because there may be someone out there who genuinely needs my help right now on this topic, and they may not even know. And my message to those people would be not only to seek help, because there is varying degrees of this issue, but consider searching for people to talk to right now. In the link below, I've made a Discord server. Feel free to join if you need anyone to talk to, as I'm actually considering holding weekly meetings in the server where you can chat to me directly. Also, I've pasted the link to the book in the description below. Go check that out once you're finished with this video. That being said, I'm going to split this video up into a few sections. Who has CPTSD? Practices you can do right now. Why CPTSD will reduce your ability to live life. The importance of being able to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. My personal experiences with CPTSD, and why you need to read CPTSD by Pete Walker. Section 1. Who has CPTSD? CPTSD is a mental health condition that happens to people who are exposed to repeat, prolonged, or severe trauma. The book that I just mentioned covers mostly childhood incidents and says that it is a more severe version of normal PTSD. It is unrelated from this better-known trauma syndrome by 5 of its most common and troublesome features: emotional flashbacks, toxic shame, self-abandonment, a vicious inner critic, and social anxiety. This video will be focusing mostly on emotional flashbacks. The book further says, emotional flashbacks are sudden and often prolonged regressions to the overwhelming feeling states of being an abused/abandoned child. Overwhelming fear, shame, alienation, rage, grief, and depression are emotions felt during this time. They also include unnecessary triggering of our fight/flight instincts. Flashbacks can range in intensity from subtle to horrific. On top of that, there are 4 F's in a human being's reaction to danger: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. This is the basic definition. Please go and read the book, linked in the description down below, to find out more. Section 2. What you can do right now. I want you to make sure that you are somewhere comfortable. If not, just pause the video and resume viewing later. If it's loud, put some calm music on. Personally, I listen to New Home, Slowed by Austin Farewell. Now close your eyes and sit or lay back. I want you to make sure that during this time you are not doing anything. This means that you should not have anything in your hands. Okay, let's get started. Don't think about anything, just let your mind wander. Let it come to the realization that you are truly idle for the first time in months or maybe even years. Eventually, your brain will start to ruminate on an event that happened in your childhood. Now, ask a question to your mind, like you would do to a child, about a traumatic incident that happened. Let the voice inside your mind answer, and remember that no answer is wrong, so don't push anything down. Now, listen to this next step very carefully. Instead of giving a basic answer like okay, just repeat what the voice inside your mind said in a thoughtful way. It shows that you understand what you are feeling, and that is what is truly important. Feel free to repeat these steps as many times as you want, as long as you follow the instructions. If you feel that you are done, you can open your eyes now. Make sure to repeat this at least a couple of times. For the next method, I'm going to talk about some of the content mentioned in the book, which mostly involves responses. On page 202 of the book, in the description below, you'll find a list of responses for different scenarios during a flashback, and you can try some of those. However, there is a simple general use set of lines for use during any flashback. I am having a flashback. I feel afraid, but I'm not in danger. I am safe right now. Then acknowledge the emotion without fighting it. Emotional flashbacks are painful, but they aren't the truth of now. They are reactions tied to past pain. Let the feelings be without judgment. name them for what they are. I feel ashamed right now, and I feel scared are both examples of this. Set or reinforce boundaries. During a flashback, it can feel like you must accept mistreatment. Remind yourself that you have the right to set boundaries and remove yourself from harmful situations. Use self-soothing techniques. Try one or more of the following practices. Practice them before a flashback so they're easier to use in the moment. Slow, deep breathing. Place a hand on your head to remind yourself that you are intact and okay. Describe your environment out loud. I am in my bedroom. It's safe and I'm okay. Listen to calming music. Progressive muscle relaxation techniques. These can help calm the nervous system and slow the emotional surge. Be kind to yourself. Speak gently to yourself with supportive statements like, "This feeling is painful, but it's temporary. I survived that before, and I'm safe now." Showing yourself compassion lessens shame and fear. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings without being swept away by them. Even pausing to notice your breath can break automatic reactions. Section 3. Why CPTSD will remove your ability to live life. Emotional regulation, strong emotions, emotional flashbacks, relationships, fear of abandonment, people-pleasing withdrawal, self-esteem, toxic shame, harsh inner child, energy and motivation, freeze responses, exhaustion, sense of safety in the world, are all things negatively affected by CPTSD. Due to this, most people feel like they are surviving, not thriving, where they are actually living life, where they are not living a life that they actually want to. For me, it took a few years to get onto the right path in life, where I realized that I actually had this issue and dedicated myself to fixing it. But now I'm here helping you, so it would be greatly appreciated. Quick plug, if you could leave a like and a sub. I'm also just a small channel, so I'll definitely be checking the comments for people who struggle with this issue so that I can help. If you feel that you are struggling with this issue or in general mental health, please leave a comment down below so that I can have a look and discuss it with you and help you. Even better yet, you join the Discord server, which the link is in the description for down below. Section 4. The importance of being able to take care of yourself, physically/mentally and spiritually. Emotional flashbacks can hijack your ability to think clearly, which will lead to difficulty keeping routines. The inner critic can make self-care feel undeserved or pointless, which leads to overthinking instead of soothing. Chronic anxiety or freeze can cause avoidance, which leads to neglecting emotional needs. I know what helps, but I can't do it. Shame can block asking for help or resting, and this leads to feeling overwhelmed by basic tasks. Here's what improves with healing. Increased emotional awareness, ability to pause instead of spiral, gentler inner self-talk, more capacity to choose supportive behaviors. CPTSD doesn't remove your ability to take care of itself. It interrupts access to it. Section 5. My personal experiences with CPTSD. When I was around 9 years old, my parents took me to the Asian torture dungeon, a Q1 class. We all know where my life went from there. I remember the first year that I was there. One of the tutors came up behind me and slapped me with the answer book on the back of my head, and it hurt so bad that I just started crying in the seat where I was sitting. Facilities like this, mind you, if you want to be a future parent, there's no good sending your children here, because all these facilities do is facilitate child abuse. When I was 4 or even earlier was when I was in year 4 at school, or even earlier was when I received my first major beating from my dad when we were playing while he was asleep. My dad worked at a chicken factory and left work at 3 in the morning as we were first generation immigrants. Although he had a good degree at a good university, he came to a country that was richer than his own and was told that it didn't amount to anything, so he had to work a shit job. Further side story, he was working very hard to support the family, whilst my mother struggled with her own mental health, which meant that every day he would come home angry. If we made any noise, he would come out of his room fuming. One day, me and my brother were bored, so we were young, and so we weren't even allowed outside by ourselves. We were playing with a plant pot or a vase, and I dropped it, but it didn't break. Instead, it made a loud noise, and my dad came out very angry. The rest is history. A couple of years ago now, I was sitting in my room finishing an assignment for school, and my dad came and hit me around the head because I was wearing my headphones trying to focus and I didn't hear him speaking. This book that I've mentioned many times by Pete is a must-read for anyone in the self-improvement community. In another book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, the author explains that at some point during our childhood, our parents' parenting would have gone bad, leaving behind trauma that impacts our adult selves. However, this book does not explain how to undo that trauma. This is where CPTSD by Pete Walker comes in. Even if you weren't beat as a child, you may have some trauma which you may have to slowly undo from yourself before achieving anything major on your self-improvement journey. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to help me grow.